when I went to South Africa, it is about understanding the culture. And even though in South Africa, in the business world, they speak English, you have to understand how to communicate. So here, we're very transactional, right?
Yes.
So what do I want from you? What are you going to give me?
Right.
Where's our mutual exchange? That's important in South Africa, but that's not the most important thing. It's about who are you as a person? So you've told me you're from Philly, you've told me you've lived around, the United States. I mean, so you've talked about your grandchildren since so though that is much more important when you're doing business in South Africa than here per se, where they just want to bam, bam, get through to what it is you need to do. And so the same thing about helping small businesses, right, Billy,
Yep.
is so they've operated for a short period of time and they need more resources and advice on how to do things. It's about understanding the culture of which they're operating. And so that's a lot about what I teach, international business and strategy. What is your strategy? How are you going to deal with being in a culture that you're not familiar with? And how are you going to grow? So Empower People, we are helping people understand that business culture and giving them skills and resources to do that.
One of the great parts about this, you didn't know I was going to tie this back together, but I always ask business leaders, and I've talked to Billy about this, how do you set good culture in an organization? And sometimes, can there be a groundswell from the bottom up that the workers need better culture and they're demanding it from the top level leadership, or does it always have to come from the top?
No, it should be both ways. In fact, a good leader would go to the the bottom of their organization and help grow together and help them be involved in that. A good leader is a follower.
Does it make a difference for profit, nonprofit? Because Tiffany, that's the idea of Empower People, because a lot of times business owners, big people, they know what they do, but they don't know all the other things, and maybe they don't even know how to scale a business. So that it used to be them doing, now there's 3 people, and there's 10 people. Maybe they don't understand the culture aspect of it. How does Empower People talk to them about learning and taking that into account?
Well, I think what the importance and why they have Empower People and why it started is to bring in people who have done this before and know exactly what to do and how to take that. When you grow from 3 people to 5 people to 10 people, it sounds like it's an easy thing to do, but it's not. You always have, I hate to say you have politics in an organization. Once you have 3 people in an organization, you have politics.
Yes.
But you need effective leadership to put that aside and focus on the goal that's ahead of you. And there's many, many goals. And so what Empower People does is take the leadership and the experience that people have had in their businesses. And we have like 17 different advisors that sit on the board and help them and understand and eliminate those pieces that get you, where you don't want to go and help you get you where you need to go.
Already on the Mike King here. This is part of the Mike King Biz Media Network. We got Empower People in the building. Billy is first rule of media. Turn phones off.
That's not Billy.
That's Mike. That's Mike. All right,
I just want to clarify that.
You want to take?
I know.
Great. It's like, so who's the offender? Oh, sorry, that would be me. All right, so Michelle, you have copious notes there. I'm not eye hustling on your
no, you're welcome to eye hustle.
What are we here to talk about today? Because I don't want to steal anybody's thunder and not making them aware. So what are we here to talk about?
Well, so, in my notes here, the one thing, so Billy talked about some of our advisors that we have on our advisory council. And so one of the things is on Friday, September 1st at 10 a.m., we have this open office advisor hour. And we have folks like, okay, I'm going to butcher the name, so you better help me pronounce it. Stacy Briley Goodman of Origamic Solutions, and Brian Kinsey of Tinker HR, and John Rabel is an attorney and owner of Launch, and our own Tiffany Green from Empower People. And they're going to answer questions about business management and consulting. One of the things, and Billy, you started to talk about that, about the growth of a company. When you start as a small business, usually you're kind of running everything, right? And then one of the first growth points of a small business is you have to relinquish control, right? You have to start trusting other people and hiring other people, partnering with other people to do things that you have historically done, but now you can't do it all. And so that's the types of questions that you can come to the open office advisor hour and ask. And what is it like, not just from, the emotional standpoint, but there's a lot of emotionality giving your baby and trusting it